This begins part 2, where there will have to be another part 3 after this part 2. Terry has decided to separate part 1 from part 2 by changing the staff from male to female so the little low-class criminals would know that Street Now News is on his game. The photo used on the cover of this July 27, 2026 report was a photo taken on Wednesday, March 25th of this year in the same year 2026. The purpose of placing a prior photograph was to avoid the same crimes in this scenario, transposing any photo I took from the bleachers, placing his face over that photo, and then again mobbing more intensely. That is the reason Terry Dwayne Ashford did not use a photo taken from the bleachers while the HU officer is parked in parallel to the bleachers. Because, as the spic at McDonald's detailed, being in parallel to the targeted prey places the criminal's face over mine as the one the criminal's police officer is premeditated and planned to stage his face as his the criminal HU guard's face in the parallel police vehicles parked. His face was to become my face of the photograph that I took if I had taken one at the bleachers, which I did not take one knowing that. So you got the photo with the date on it in month of March 25th for today's July 27th, 2026 report. This is a disclaimer about the dated photo gracing the cover of this morning's report from the bleachers from the beginning. The security guard was to have stolen Terry Dwayne Ashford's face and would have had an alibi for stealing without Terry Dwayne Ashford giving you this disclaimer. The nigger is sickening. Altogether, Terry Dwayne Ashford is still the news writer of this property, which is intellectual properties that a dumbo uneducated cop would not know, is prosecutable theft and robbery, even mobbing scenes. See the education required of cops to keep them protecting us from abusing us in trusting. That much of education is defied the public space when perks are given by police over ass sharing in matchmaking of an international law group of a fraternity that is defying America's own people in hunky arrogance for butt-fucking with niggers the unified crimes. This is the result of announcing that the Wharf report has found basis for the Muslim black man in the yellow-black uniform to have indecently and intentionally falsified the artifacts of even a security guard report to police that sent such as a T2. When this was among the information being unveiled, the niggers sent a man to stash parallel to that reporting at the bleachers from behind, staging a lie to you that it in a vehicle was just coming out of the garage and parked there at the garage door, opened, waiting for me at the bleachers to finish the report. And there got this separate report of the HU guard who rushed to park again the wall directly parallel across from the bleachers where the reporting was taking place in a synchronous scene that you could not tell himself in the guard vehicle from the actual Terry Dwayne Ashford doing the reporting. And that is exactly as the spic was caught posing inside McDonald's, having left his cook station from the back in attempt to steal the money from the credit card. The ID.me job in Virginia said to had been the government that was to kill me on the crashing, so they thought of the maroon vehicle from Hidden Schemes but failed on Terry Dwayne Ashford's bragging badass smarter than a hoe any day.
Okay, there you have part 2 here of this report here, and sitting here with me is still the Staken HU University security parallel to Terry Dwayne Ashford. Here we're okay with that. We're not sure exactly what's going on in that particular case, but we're reporting it so we could be on top of the game here for you, because we know all of them want to steal. All of them are criminals. We already know that. So this concludes part 2, and we have to come back with the part 3 here because of the length of this particular report. Those things just really get in my way. And let me tell you what's so strange, not even strange, but clear cut, that the guards are also into the crimes. They want the victim to see them. They flash on their light. They want us to see them in providing distractions for the reporting and the work that we're working on. They don't have to. If they were actually here trying to provide guardian service, why would you have to flash to disrupt the work that's happening? I'm just telling you right now, it's a crime scene. And if you get caught up in believing that, you are getting caught up in thinking that Halloween is all year long, and Halloween is even at Christmas time. They're tricking and fooling you, and that is inappropriate to me. That's the reason why I report it like this. It's inappropriate. You know better to have a badge and to run around here trying to abuse people with your badge the same way that Chew tried to do on me. It don't make no sense. You need to take these badges from these niggers and move on. Ain't no goddamn nigger needs to be walking around with no badge. So I'm out protecting nobody. He's so fucking evil. Now in the original voice of Terry Dwayne Ashford, right here exactly at 2:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here, the lights of the Howard University security map to doing that very first run of part 1 popped on and signals. But not only is that what happened, what also happened was a person walking the street, walked past between Terry Dwayne Ashford on the bleachers and between the bleachers, Founders Library, and the parked police vehicle. There was a person on the street that walked between that event that's going on right across the street that nobody knows but the little nigger in that motherfucking HU vehicle truck. Nobody knows what's in that nigger's mind. It has to be a nigger. Nobody knows. But somebody came in between, which was a walker on the street. I'm Terry Ashford reporting for you right there. When I did that very first part, he turned on his lights to signal to the cloud. And that is what type of crimes you have going on in these niggers all over the earth. That is scary. You have monkeys in police vehicles supporting the monkey activity that was planned for invasion. The Planet of the Apes placed here and driving that HU University security guard vehicle right now. You tell me who he is. It's sat right there. He tried to sneak in. It backed up against the wall. And guess what? It saw that it failed. It was waiting to steal something, to do something special. And then it saw that we saw it. It had to do something special in order to get it right at the right time. And the right time was the processing of the first part of the report that you just heard. That's when he popped his lights on, signaling to the clouds and hoping to manipulate the actual report. But we got that for you too. The spoken word here, we're using staff in order to carry out that particular reporting for us. As I'm Terry Ashford, who is the news writer and the brain of all of this. We are also copying and pasting a narrative to this report. Right now, rolling past is Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department car in a sedan. And he separated that HU University guard vehicle from me. I'm going to post also there in a written transcript, exactly the wording in which I sent over to have my staff bring this report to you. Because what happens behind the scene with that police vehicle parked right there, he goes behind the scene and edits the work that I've done and lies. And that is what type of guard you're looking at, what type of police officers you're looking at, and this is what type of guard who would get a nice cut from a crime scene if I allowed it. Right now we have people standing right there in between that HU Howard vehicle trying to pose as me, just like the Hispanic. When the Hispanic is around, pose as me, he manipulates the results as if he is the one doing the writing. That's the crime scene that you see in those fat people, fat niggers, those bulldaggers. But we over here at Street Now News want you to know. Coming up after this is going to be part 2. That's not attached to this particular part of the report right yet. Time right now is exactly